Hello YouTube, welcome to the party, welcome aboard. 5.1 MSQ, now with 100% less Twitch notifications because I have them turned off. So no one has an aneurysm. Sound good? Lily, thank you very much for 15 months, I appreciate that. Alright, shall we? Shall we? I've been really looking forward to this. Oh, I'm really excited. Alright, Tataru, what you got for us? Shake and resolve. Tataru seems eager to make up for lost time. You and me both, my friends. You and me both. Ethys, gods, it's good to see you. I hope you being here means you've had your fill of rest. Not as much as 40 winks, truth be told. I mean, that is kind of how I feel at the moment. You're too selfless, that's your problem. You'll be no good to anyone if you don't take a break every once in a while. Anyway, not much has happened since we last visit. I had planned for you to meet that helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link pearl. I do hope he's alright. Been exchanging messages with the Orsian Alliance throughout, though. They say the fighting has finally stopped at the Gimlet Dark, and the Empire's shown no sign of movement. Which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me more about your time in the First. Great! Oh, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask Flamin to join us. She want to know what happened to Minfilia, and I think it's best she hears it from you. We'll meet you on the terrace at the House of Splendors. Oh, poor Flamin. Man, I feel so bad for Flamin. She didn't get any closure. You know, like at least Thancred now has had some real genuine closure. But Flamin basically raised her. I mean, how old was Cilia? 12, 13? When her father died? And Flamin, again, because she was partly responsible for his death, effectively adopted her. And like, yeah, Thancred was, I guess, I don't know how you describe Thancred. Basically like a guardian angel, I guess. Like, didn't really have much to do with her, but was always just kind of like keeping an eye out. I wouldn't say a father figure. Like, he wasn't even that close. Like, emotionally close, but physically distant. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, Flamin, again, was basically a mother. JP describes their relationship as siblings. Yeah, maybe, yeah, like a distant older brother. Oni-chan! Ethys? My, it has been too long. Tataru did mention that I would be joining you, did she not? Thank you. Words cannot well express how I have longed to know more of the First. This world Minfilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tataru should be arriving shortly. Is Flamin gonna have voiced lines here? That would be wild. And so, Minfilia chose to pass on her gifts to the next Oracle. This girl who Thancred named Reen. Have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they are quite alike. It seems her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Ethys, might I ask a favour of you the next return to the First? To tell Reen what I cannot. Tell her thank you. And I would offer thanks to you as well. for staying with her to the end. Aw. Begging your pardon, could I have a word? Ah, Rio! Budget Thancred. No, Rio's great, I like Rio. Rio, I hope you're here to tell me you've received word from our helper. I wish. Nay, I've not had a peep out of him. It's been a good long while now. Too bloody long. On account of which, I'll go and sneak over the border and see if I can get a signal to him from closer up. But what if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, it ain't as if we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I should have no trouble picking me way through Gimlet now the fighting's started down. Gods know there's enough shadow side in. Beats waiting round here twiddling me thumbs. Anyway, I just thought I'd let you know. Now I'll best be... I nearly forgot. Krile's at the stones and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients. I was getting ready to examine them again when I left. You didn't even remember about Rio prior to this patch? Oh no. Everyone always forgets about the B team. Horribalder and Coltene and Riol and the other one. The elf girl and her granddad, what's her name? Starts with an A. Yeah, you know. They're great. They're great. The True Crystal Braves. Yeah. Alian, that's right, the other one. We best head back then. I'm sure it's important. Yeah, Isildur. That's right. Isildur, King of Gondor. Yeah, the Science B team. Needn't worry about me. Go and see what Krile has to say. Oh, I've missed Krile too. We've barely seen her outside of Eureka last 3 years. Oh, come on, Eureka's great. And they're making it a lot more approachable as well, aren't they, with 5.1? People that want to go back and hang out with $4. Yes, that's true, they have been. Well, some of them have, anyway. It seems she's still examining them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad. The echo in there is like 100%. Oh, cool. That's really good to know. Void Hunter, I haven't done anything yet.
So, how are they?
Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
Uh-oh. We're about to get some stakes here, some kind of time condition.
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed.
Probably like decomposing or something.
Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
Well, presumably they'll
I
die.
cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening.
Oh, damn. Like, if Matoya is actually getting involved, it must be real serious.
Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Leave it to me. No time for sarcasm, Ethys.
Thank you.
But where's he even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
No, you haven't had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low, because the greatest mind in the realm, Archon, Urianger, or Krile, is not in the realm right now. Also Grahatir, I guess.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
We're still calling him the Exarch? I don't think he, like, specifically asked us not to reveal his identity to people over here.
Raha always was a reckless young fool,
Oh, there you
ready
go.
to die for the first righteous cause that came along.
Oh, I like a concession that Krile and Graha are acquainted, because Urianger treated him like a stranger. I'm like, you guys must have met at the studium at some point, right?
His plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the first and apprise him and the others of the situation. We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
I just remind myself of a joke I was making at the end of the 5.0 MSQ, where they're like, well, the plan failed, now we need to think of another way to sever the link and return us to the source. And Urianger is just like, we already have a plan. The Exarch must kill thyself. Simple, really. Old pragmatic Urianger. Thou needst only to neck thyself, Exarch. What art thou waiting for, pussy? Art thou afraid? You know, in like Middle English and Elizabethan English, there was actually no word for suicide. Whenever suicide is referred to in Shakespeare, it's called self-slaughter. And presumably they didn't have a word in the English lexicon back then, because it was like the very, very highest of sins that you could commit, basically. I mean, that's the whole like fulcrum of Hamlet, right? Is the fact that suicide is such a terrible, irredeemable thing that you're gonna burn forever in hell for committing. So yeah, they said self-slaughter. Yeah, slay thyself. That's basically how they referred to it. Interesting. Is this the first time we see Krile and Tataru talking in the same room? It may well be, honestly. Take care of the thirst. The thirst? I think maybe we should be calling it the thirst right now. Looking at Twitter. We're counting on you and the Crystal Exarch to bring our friends home. Don't you worry. Master Matoya and I will think of something. Alright, dope. Man, everyone must think it's such bullshit that we can just, like, teleport there. Oh yeah, for those of you wondering, my glamour, it's not actually a glamour, it's literally just the Eden gear that I've dyed. I got the chest metallic blue. That's like the main part of it. And then the gloves, black. Oops. Do that. And that's my Eden spear. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I really like the Eden gear. I think most of it looks really good. I think the only Eden set that I'm not too fond of is the healer set. Looks kind of dumb. Just like 2B, not yet. Radarian, thank you very much. 4 months. Gotten here early, catching it live, hell yeah. Apologies guys, in chat, we do have the notifications muted and not appearing on screen today for the benefit of YouTube, because I don't want anyone getting upset by their free experience being interrupted by notifications from people supporting the channel. Not to throw any shade. Not to throw any shade. Just saying, thank you very much. Subs and everyone watching on Twitch for supporting. I really appreciate it. Ah, Ethys, you are returned. I hope your time in the source was suitably restful. Ah, but of course it wasn't. Go on. Their corporeal ether shows signs of instability. By the gods. Possibility never even occurred to me. You have returned in the hope that my research has yielded a solution. I fear you'll be sorely disappointed. It is but a mercy we have the likes of Mistress Krile and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told. Where's Uriel? Where's my boyfriend? I mean, Alize, you come a close second, but where's my boy? Ah, you guys don't want to hear this lore discussion, do you? We'll just have that muted for you.
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed.
Isn't it weird how his nameplate is still the Crystal
I think it best
Exarch?
to begin by providing a summary of Mistress Krile's findings.
Santa Droog, thank you very much for 3 months. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected. To my eye, at least.
Yeah, that's true. I think there was some talk about how, like, the name Raha didn't really, like, connect with him anymore. That it's been 100 years that he's been the Exarch. And he was only Raha for, 20-something years. He was quite young when he closed the Crystal Tower.
How long they will remain so is another question. Krile is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy.
I'm pretty sure that constitutes as being a gifted mage. I'm by no means a gifted mage. I only have the power of a giant ethereal battery that's been charged for 5,000 years with the power of the sun. Nearly unlimited power, but, pretty modest, all things considered. Yeah, I can travel through time and space, pretty much whenever I like, and, make people do the same thing. I was the major contribution to the destruction of, an immortal ancient Ascian, but yeah, I'm nothing special.
The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state. I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Uh-oh. Waiting for Rianger to interject here. That's what I've been telling you all along. Thou needst only top thyself.
Oh. What was that for?
Oh, Alice, I love
How can
you.
you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless he says so.
Oh, wait, I'm the one that has to do it now?
Your followers await your divine judgment.
Shut up, Stola. Smartass. You smartass.
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success. I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of his body and soul, but his personal effects besides.
Oh, so all I have to do is, like, stuff the scions into my bag. Right? Do some, like, ethereal reduction, turn them into ether sands? No? Just me?
This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Yeah, maybe I just need to like attune with him somehow.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us his possessions, he could carry our souls back to the source upon his person?
You just have to dehumanize them and compartmentalize them.
Things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake.
Spirit bond, that's the word I was looking for.
A moment of doubt on his part, and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet, were we to immure our souls within an object in his possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White Auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease.
Real Jay is just like, if only we had some kind of Deus Ex Machina, which really solves most of our problems most of the time. At any point. Hypes, thank you very much for 32 months, my friend.
We need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back onto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us. On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Nu Mou chose to make their home there soon after.
Yeah, Moonbreeder's like still saving our ass.
Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrand is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Oh, I wonder if this is one of the same Nu Mou that we were seeing in the tank quests.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Okay, alright. Yeah, alright. Let's just ignore all this for now. I'm sure that won't fill up anytime soon. Actually, I can probably just dump these, huh? Make some room for my friends. I'm sure I've got Titania. I'm sure I got Innocence. Yeah. I'm sick and tired of the Exarch's attempts at selfless sacrifice. If he suggests dying one more time, I swear I'm going to grant him his wish. Nice, Alze. The Nu Mou seemed such a welcoming folk in Ilmeg. You suppose could have driven this one to a life of seclusion. A mage of surpassing skill living a life of seclusion. Now, where have I heard that before? I can only hope they are more receptive to unsolicited visitations. It is said the kingdom of Volbert was once home to the realm's greatest knights and magics both. Command a place at the royal court. The Nu Mou, whom we seek must needs have been a mage among mages. The Grand Cosmos, that is, the palace we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. I'll arrange for a boat to carry us there. Whilst thou journeyest thither, I think it best that I devote mine energies to the creation of white aurosite, by thy leave, of course. The process requireth no small amount of time, and should the Nu Mou consent to lend us their aid, we will have need of a suitable vessel ere long. Agreed. And I would ask the rest of you to meet me in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception. Geschbens, yeah, I'll probably do the near raid today, depending on how long we spend on the MSQ. And hi, Cool Casual, how you doing? Ray, join the others in Sullen. I shall turn my thoughts to the aurosite and apprise Thancred and Reen of our progress. Yes, Maria Azmel, yes. Yeah. You know, I was going to replay near before 5.1 after PAX. During those 2 weeks that I was sweating and convulsing in bed with bronchitis and salmonella and a terrible, terrible fever. So we didn't get time for that, but I think it's probably still like not a bad time to revisit it sometime during this patch. So that might be something we can do in the coming weeks. Yeah, I had salmonella and bronchitis at the same time. Yeah, I was like on my deathbed. Conventions are scary. Yeah. Yeah, I was very sick. I lost a lot of weight. But I'm recovering now. I'm still recovering. Like, I'm still not 100%, but I'm doing better. Oh, man, I thought that was Thancred there for a second. This dude, I was like, oh shit, Thancred. What's up? The Exarch said to prepare for a warm reception at the palace. Let's hope it's more cordial than his last visit. No, it's not. It's not Thancred's turn, apparently. He said the palace is on the opposite shore, but I see nothing on the horizon save empty sky. Curious. It's called Glamour, Y'shtola? I was relieved to hear the Exarch intended to arrange for a boat to carry us across the lake. Not that I would be opposed to swimming, mind you. Sure you wouldn't, Alpha, no. Sure you wouldn't. Oh, hell yeah, here we go. As I told you before, I had scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon by our host's familiars. I expect our reception today to be no different. That's why I propose we march through the main gate, weapons drawn. I'm sorry, but are we not here to petition for assistance? Can't honestly think barging and looking for a fight is going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the Exarch may have the right of it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations. Were I them, I should be most interested to meet with those who could overcome my defenses. As would any true seeker of knowledge, and there is little we can say or do to convince them to help us if we know nothing of their character, nor less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. But if we can seize their interest, mayhap we can earn ourselves an audience. Weapons drawn it is then. Though I must say, Exarch, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this. Do I? Well, I would not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. You both seem to be in rather high spirits if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised, your moods invariably improve when Ethys is around. Oh! Uh-oh, we got a little love triangle here. What exactly are you implying? He averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume him has been extinguished. It's only natural that we'd be pleased to see him. Yes, well, there's plenty of time to celebrate his good health after we've finished here. Of course. The nurse proceeds to the palace. Yeah, Ethys is blind in one eye, yeah. He's, I don't know, maybe got like a kind of Odin situation going on. Maybe. Matthias, thank you very much for 14 months, by the way. I really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate it. Small talk. It is good to be here with you for a change. Whatever you would have me do, you need but say the words. How long has it been since we last went on such an expedition? Can't help but be reminded of the ruins of Skala. Geez, that was a hot minute ago. I can but imagine what manner of beasts keep guard here. No doubt they will afford us scant opportunity to explore the palace. Pity. I don't know about you, Stoller, but I plan on taking more than scant opportunity to explore. I think we've done enough talking, don't you? We have a Nu Mou to impress. This is a 0.1 patch. That's true, actually. That was the last 0.1 patch, wasn't it? Alright. The Grand Cosmos. Well, hang on. Like, cue these jabronis. Here we go. Should we take the twins? Yeah, let's take the twins. Exarch can tank.
Very well. Very well.
Let's give it our all.
My strength is yours.
My turn! My turn! My turn! No? Just me? Alright. Fine then.
My turn!
There we go. Is that so, Duskcaller?
I am righteousness!
Oh. Why's he got tentacle hands? The heck? The heck? Alright, let's go then. Judge of value your lives, you will quit this place at once. Now, be gone with you. Okay, cool. It's very interesting to see the elven architecture, since all we've got in Lakeland is just completely ruined. And it seems almost like somewhere between the Verbertite and the Yulmoran, you know? Interesting. Oh! I was waiting for that, actually. Heavily Baroque inspired. Yeah. A little coercion? No, I don't think so. It's too colorful for Ishgard. Made you think of the vault plus paint. Yeah, right, like a similar architecture, but far more colorful. I mean, I can definitely see like the Ishgardian comparison with the enemy types in here. Wasn't Vobert the closest nation to the first to Ishgard culturally? No, I wouldn't say that. Not really. I know it's not Vobert. No, we know it's not Vobert. We're just saying that it seems like kind of vaguely Ishgardian. And I don't know, I think it's like totally different from anything we see on the source. I'm just saying that it seems like I can see a little bit of Vobert and a little bit of Yulmore in here. Yes, that's Vobert. Vobert was Ilmeg. That's true, yeah. Yeah, that's true actually. They were like compared to Ishgard in that flashback. I'm saying I don't really see it that much. Although I also don't really see this this obsession that a lot of people seem to have with like comparing and drawing like analogies between the contemporary cultures of the source and the first, because they're separated by 12,000 years of divergent history, you know. They looked very Ishgardian to me. To new populated and ruled by Elzen. What, Vobert? No, there were no Elzen in Vobert. No elves in Vobert. Vobert was the Dran and the Golka. Their chivalric traditions. Yeah. But Lakeland also had a chivalric tradition, evidently. Secret of Solitude. Oh, hello there. Galgent, yeah, not Gulka. Yeah, Galgent. That's correct. Yeah, I don't know, Geshment. It's interesting, isn't it? This guy's get up seems kind of like Ronkin. At least his cape does, anyway.
You underestimate me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Leave the healing to me.
I think it's kind of funny that Alize, sorry, not Alize, Y'shtola was making comparisons between this guy and Matoya, and he's got like the same fixation on magic brooms. Don't want to imagine a trial with Matoya. That'd be cool, honestly. She'd seriously kick our ass, I reckon. Yes, yeah, all the Fae are gender neutral. I swear, I was like, if you fucking LB here. Good lads. Warg belt of striking. Nope. Matoya becomes a Mega Sisters Primal. Interesting. Pretty. Her Grace's garden is as beautiful as ever. Her Grace. You referring to you're referring to Silva? Matoya is equal in strength to Louis Soir? Probably. The Al-Ra Princess? No! The Al-Ra Princess is from Vobert. This isn't Vobert, this is Lakeland. They do look very similar though, right? It kind of does look like the Winter Palace, doesn't it? The pre-flood Elven Queen. The pre-flood Elven Queen was silver. Like immediately pre-flood, anyway. Yeah, that's true. Her fortress was the one in the middle of Lakeland, but who knows? She's the ruler of Lakeland. This was part of her dominion. I just realized I didn't have my chub up. I'm too busy looking at the scenery. Yeah, it could be a duke or duchess, it's true.
So be it.
Hey, kind of interesting that we fought him as the first boss, eh? Pork chops. Well, they're made of clay. They wouldn't taste very good. Oh, well, that was a waste of life surge, wasn't it? Ah, this is really cool. It does look a lot like the Winter Palace, doesn't it? You know, I didn't immediately draw that connection, but I did like immediately feel like it looked familiar, so that's really interesting observation. I remember seeing a painting of the Winter Palace recently in gallery. I think it might have been a Monet. No, it wasn't a Monet. But it was more modern than that. But it was very kind of like derivative and inspired by Monet. But I just remember it being like a really striking painting. Why I'm just remembering that now. Obviously left an impression. Reminds him of the Buckingham Royal Tour as well. Interesting. Yeah, they've probably drawn inspiration from a few such places. Yeah, it is really pretty. I wonder if there's any, I just noticed the patterns of these hedges. Wonder if there's any significance to that. Yeah, because that pattern is repeated. Yeah, it does almost look like a weird sort of job icon, doesn't it? Like that bit on the right. Hang on, let me show my cursor for a second. This bit here almost looks like the white mage symbol, doesn't it? Says they're not on like a magic circle. Oh, okay, all right. So they're probably arcanima, you know, like geometric patterns. Because that's what Arcanist is literally all about, is using like magic ink to draw certain basically divine geometry, right? In the Platonic sense. The certain geometric patterns have like latent power. So that's probably what it is. It's probably like channeling or redirecting or focusing ambient ether. You guys knew that I was gonna be, like, massively overthinking my first time in here, alright? This is what you signed up for. Leon and well, that wouldn't be Sith, that'd be She. Leon and She! These cretins have sullied the sanctuary of your garden! That must be dealt with! It looks like she's basically drawn all of the wind aspected ether out of this little patch. Alright, let's go.
Let's give them a show.
Damn it, Alize! God damn. So this is a reskinned Harpy. Ode to Lost Love. I also just realized I'm using my my healer HUD layout, which is no bueno. The heck? What's going on here? Oh, I see. Okay.
Thaliak, protect me!
Leanan is Irish for. So it would be a Leanan She. Oh, that's very cool. Damn it, Alize, you greedy bitch. You greedy, greedy bitch. Yeah, Geshpence. Yeah. Again, that was a very Hellenic idea. Like Plato had the same idea. Can I put this down, please? Thank you. Alright, let's say you greedy bitch! I'm the melee! Fuck you, Alize! She's so greedy! God, I love you, but you're the worst! I should kick Alize. Love how it's still playing the boss music. Hey, Nozakana, thank you very much for 3 months. Unbelievable. Yeah, she gets like one little red mage buff and suddenly she thinks she's top shit, huh? Y'shtola is better. Y'shtola's better as a trust, but I love Alize. She's my bae. Is this the Alize roast stream session? No, I genuinely love Alize. She's just being kind of a turd right now, you know? She just gives 0 fucks about, like, yielding the melee position to melee. Alright, well that's intuitive enough. But see, now she's gonna, again, steal the melee spot. Maybe if I get there first. Maybe if I'm standing there before she is, she'll move on. No, I love your Stoller too, don't get me wrong, but like, Alizé is 10 out of 10. Oh, look, okay. Interesting. She's gotten the most character development. I think Alphino's gotten the most character development. Most of Alizé's character development happened off screen, you know? Excuse me. That'll do. Oh look, she's learned. she must have been listening. It's like, alright, fine. Oh, you met with the two? Oh, of her and your Stoller? Yeah, your Stoller, I mean, her eye thing, I guess, is character development of a sort, but it didn't change her personality. The font of quintessence. Alphino, we dried these leaves, perhaps we could have used them for tea. Alizé, why you like this? Ooh. Ooh, I like those. A newfound hate for Riange. Oh shit, is that what's that Pokemon? The Dragon Ground one, Gen 3. No, it's me. Alright. Flygon! Pikachu, that's the one, yeah, Pikachu. Yeah. That's what I was thinking of, it's a Pikachu. All these Pokemon nerds in chat. Fucking losers. Jeez. But yeah, that statue looked just like Flygon, right? No? Just me? These brooms have learned their lesson. I see. The Divine Sphere. We go through this door? No. Have I missed anything here? The Mirhin Hall. Are these... They're sunflowers, right? Calendula? Interesting. If there's gonna stream Sword and Shield? Nah, probably not. I would love to do a Nuzlocke run on stream sometime of like one of the older ones. But, I don't know, would that be boring? If I did a Nuzlocke run of like, I don't know, let's say like Soul Silver. Would you guys be into that? Or would that just be like a massive snooze fest? Randomized Nuzlocke. Yeah. Would be fun. Alright. That's something to consider then. Hey, Buglamp, thank you very much for 7 months. Can't be a nerd if you're dumb as shit. Well. I mean, I'm pretty dumb, but like, I know about the lore of one fictional universe like real good. So I'm a nerd in that sense. Even if I'm terrible at everything else. Name Pokemon after people in chat? Well, of course. I mean, that's the only way a Nuzlocke run works, right? Am I gonna dive into Pokemon lore? This Pokemon lore? Is that a thing? The thing that really upsets me about Pokemon lore is there's like cow Pokemon, and then there's like, are there actual cows that you eat, or is the beef industry literally like killing? What are they? Moo-moos? Moomons? Miltanks? That's the one, yeah. Yeah, like, do they eat Pokemon? Everyone's vegetarian? They're not. They're definitely not. So I just need to get a good look at all these elves. See if there's any like lore indicative dialogue. This guy say finally a palatable dish? Oh my god. That was a Gordon Ramsay reference. Wait, let's wait till that comes around again, because that was like literally a Gordon Ramsay reference. Where is it? Oh, it's down there now. You saw that, right? Finally a palatable dish. I guess maybe they like rotate. Also, let me switch back to that one. A divine sphere. Knights immortal, heed my call. You know, we were just speaking of Monet. Let me see all these. And that's like, there we go. That's straight up Heaven's Ward. Okay. I definitely see why people are making like Ishgard comparisons now. Let me get their names. No, I need all their names. Zilmeg not where Coethus is in the source. Yeah, like vaguely, but we're not in Ilmeg. We're not in Vobit here, we're in Lakeland. Where we are right now is probably roughly where, you think? Yeah, like roughly where Mark was, maybe? And they're using Ronkin spells. Of course. And my king's judgment see them fall. Lord Tolkien. Wow, he looks very, Tolkien. Doesn't he? Don't you think? Hang on. Thought I paused that. Yeah, he looks like Thundrill. Yeah, totally. Can you get that armor though? I think that's I'm not sure what that armor is actually. Alright, we got to see his face. I'm trying to get like a decent shot of his face here. Can I? Oh, I can move it around with the gamepad, alright. As well. The Elven Arthas. That seems that way, doesn't it? I can't get like a... Oh, there we go. That's a good angle.
Sickness must be purged.
It's gonna get like a couple of screenshots here. Wait till he uses one of his other attacks. Yeah, it's a chonky horse, isn't it? No, he's dead. Yells for Lakeland at some point. Oh, cool. Alright. Yeah, good job, Alice. Well done. Alright, I hope I got some decent shots there. I'll have a look at them when we're done. That's right, Terra, yeah. She wasn't the last Queen of Lakeland per se. I mean, she was the last ruler of Lakeland, yeah. I don't know if she referred to herself as Queen, but she ruled Lakeland. Oh, they're definitely ghosts. If this guy's like an expert in soul transference, they're definitely ghosts. The way they dress is very Ishgardian, but I think it's more that just like these gear sets were designed for the Elezen models. Like, this guy's wearing Charlayan garb. Did she refer to herself as the Shadow Lord, like, publicly? Or was that only, like, when she was found out? I'm not sure. These are some really good Elezen glamours, actually, aren't they? This guy, holy shit. Similar situation like Amarot? I don't know, I wonder. You again? Oh my god, those eyes are so good. You've solid these holes long enough. Come, Lugus. Our guests yet want for company. Oh, damn. I added new battle grunts? Interesting. It's very interesting. Velvet drapery. Oh no. We have to play the piano? It's interesting. The Chamber of Celestial Song. Wow, there's a lot of things to interact with here. Oh, it is a Phlegathon reskin, isn't it? Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Whoa! The Fate? Yay! He's got the same, like, stance, doesn't he? I don't know what I did. No idea what I did. A long walk back. A walk of shame. Any enclosed boxes explode. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Alright, thanks, soldier. Yeah, isn't that interesting? There's obviously like landscapes behind them, I guess. Oh, hi Mircaster. Hi bye, I guess. Oh, whoops. That was a misclick. Wow, he doesn't give you much time to move, does he? The hell? Oh, I see. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I can put this one right here. Easy.
I'm with
Oh.
you.
Okay. Well, that's easier than I thought it was gonna be. I thought we were gonna have to like interact with them somehow. So that's good. Oopsies, that was a bit close. I swear if Alize steals my limit break, I'm gonna scream. Don't you fucking dare. Uh-oh. Oh! Ah!
You underestimate me.
Listen. I was animation locked, alright? Give me a break. That was a cool dungeon. Yos. And then your Stella's there. Oh, I need too. Sorry, only 4 people could fit in this room, I guess. What you got? Let's leave negotiations to Alphino and the Exarch. Oh, come on. Jeff, yeah, probably. I'll probably do that today. Depending on how long this takes us.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
I do not like his voice. Its voice, their voice, I should say.
Backlog, 'tis good to see you again after all these years.
Backlog. Oh, that sounds like fun, Mucasto. Am I gonna use the 2B outfit? No.
And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
The key word. The Nu Mou trigger word.
Sake? Beg?
Oh, I really don't like their voice.
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence!
Is that like Chucky from Rugrats?
It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Nu Mou are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
Albino enjoys this way too much.
if you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again. That damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety.
Ah, I see how it is. I've been there.
Oh, you know not what you ask of me. What horrors my knowledge has wrought.
No, actually, I know exactly. I fought that guy in an Echo flashback and saw all that shit. You mean the magical plague of Vobit? They were in Vobit during the time of Brandon.
You know of the plague?
Yeah, the Nu Mou lived for a very long time.
Then you know how dangerous soulcraft can be. Instead of saving your friends, you risk damning them. Are you sure you're willing to take that chance?
You only get that option if you did the role quests? Yeah, I imagine so.
No. No. Oh, very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
You want a pet Nu Mou? I want playable Nu Mou. I wouldn't be one, but I wish we had playable beast races. Even if there is no, like, variety in their customization, even if you can't, like, glamour them beyond the, you know, couple of sets that they're built to be able to wear, I'd still like that option. I'd play as a fish person. You mean Namazu or a Sahuagin? Because I'd say no to, like, either of them. There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Beklug. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when treating with them. I have ever sought to convince, not compel, as I cannot deny that a part of me is glad Urianger shared his knowledge of the Nu Mou with us. Had he not, Beklug wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. Keep our guest waiting would only add insult to injury. What I would like is special glamour prisms, which will give your character the appearance of one of the beast races. Just in their default appearance, default outfit. I think that would be awesome. You mount to the Grand Cosmos with by NPC avatars. Make use of this feature of the trust. Yeah, okay, cool. Some of the tonics in Guild Wars 2, I guess. I'm not familiar, but I guess. We mustn't dally here any longer, Ethys. If Beklug is to hear the truth of our travails in the first, you of all people should be present. Have any info on Beklug's voice actor? It really does sound like a Rugrats voice actor, doesn't it? What am I doing? Oh yeah, the Docile Gate, right. No, I haven't done the PCs yet. I haven't done any of 5.1 yet. Ah, interesting, Matthias. Until you use an ability. I'd like to be able to use abilities though. Like I'd like it to be a glamour prism, you know? Hey, Grozon, thank you so much. Can we hear this conversation, please? I don't like it when they do this.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Hell yeah.
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true.
Oh, that's very dangerous, Graha.
I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies.
Jeez, what's your language, Becklug? Balderdash and flummery? This is a family-friendly stream, I'll have you know.
Save you. Your body is your own.
And what a body.
And your soul is the densest of them all.
That's right, Matthias.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of 4-3 and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Nu Mou I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
What about Rin? Can she go with them? No. Not by this manner, anyway. Did you happen to notice the magic broom strewn across the Grand Cosmos? Uncanny. I did, Ishtar. It was uncanny. Beckalug has a fine eye. Though we have yet to begin, I rather think the Exarch was right to call on them. I sometimes forget we're not truly here in the first. Be good to be whole again. Fortunately for us, Beklug is of a mind to see you and your fellow Scions justly compensated for your efforts.
You've spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? Quite foresight, you say? An intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there is no telling what may happen to their souls within the Orosites. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies.
Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? Oh, this is ringing some serious alarm bells here.
In theory, yes. But the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim.
Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail?
In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted, and the resulting surfeit of ether removed.
Oh shit, they're like primals.
Your minds would ultimately be separated from these faux bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. Cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home.
Oh, there's definitely gonna be some disaster that happens on trying to return them home. Leaving lifeless husks like those poor souls at the inn at Journey's Head, corrupted by the sin eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light.
Corrupted? Stagnant? Might I see these unfortunate individuals?
Why? Do you think you might be able to help them?
I might, or I might not. But I shan't know for sure until I've seen their condition firsthand.
Isn't it interesting how this guy is like immediately going from, no, I will never use my powers again, they almost destroyed Vobit, to being like, yeah, sure, whatever, let's, yeah, whatever you need me to do, bruh. Then I would be glad to take you to them, the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering.
It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion.
Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Orianger in creating the requisite Orosite. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Beklug as necessary? Let us make for Amirang then. Orianger is more than capable of creating the Orosite on his own, but if aught should go awry, I would be on hand to assist him. Yeah, I mean, he's done it a few times by now. It pains me that there are those who yet suffer despite our victory over the light. Must hope a way can be found to help both them and our friends. Okay. Yeah, this plan, like, there's so many things that could go wrong. having broken Light's stranglehold on the first, I would like to believe they will one day recover, yet I fear that day may not come soon. Bekalub told me they wish to meet the worst afflicted. Ulrich, there are times when I swear there's something he wants to tell me, if only he could form the words. Yeah, me too, Ulrich.
So this is Halric, is it? Yes, its etheric balance leans perilously toward the light. Towards stasis.
What do you suppose will happen to him?
Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. He will become a sin-eater.
You don't know that. You defeated the Wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Ulrich was completely unresponsive before, but now... he's almost completely unresponsive.
Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients.
What sort of treatment?
In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Vobert. Then, for far darker purposes.
Aren't you literally just talking about an Ether?
Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it. For their sakes, I will break that oath. It's not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Come, let us see what effect my tonic will have on their ether, if any.
Soul tonic. What is this warmth I feel in my chest? Oh. I feel warm. And my legs, they don't feel as heavy. Interesting.
Now then, have you noted any change in the patients?
A notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function. In most of the patients, at least. The more severely afflicted show no response.
As I feared, then. It is true that with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow. And yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. Holds true only for their corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended.
Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Harik, appear unaffected by your tonic.
Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years. Decades, even.
By the gods, he could wait to find himself an old man. A fine reward for his persistence. The opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but I think it possible we can find a way to hasten their recovery.
Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament.
Oh, interesting. Hey, Naku, thank you very much for 27 months. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Corporeal and incorporeal ether. I confess I have never had cause to make the distinction. Alphino, you're the youngest person to ever graduate from the studium of Sharlan, and what you're telling me is that I know more about ether than you do. And I'm not. I have, as far as I know, my character has no formal education. Unbelievable. They just say what I think they said. Would there really be a way to help Halric and the others? And save ourselves in the process? Did Alize not graduate? Well, yeah, she did. Look, they're tied. I guess Alize's technically the youngest, because Alphino's the eldest of twins. By, I don't know, 20 minutes. Has had etherology backwards. Well, they've had like ethereal polarity backwards, but only in like metonymical terms. Only in thinking that like astral and light and umbral and dark were associated. Like everything else, you know, same concept, different names. Yeah. Kind of like we had the flow of current backwards for so long. Yeah, I guess so. No, I haven't, Angrek. No, not yet. So you'll have to hold off on that question.
I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past. I was once a mage of the Royal Court of Vobert, and that soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administered to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hoped to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering. Plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame.
For those unfamiliar, it basically turned people into void sense. By obviously turning the polarity of their anima heavily towards astral. At least the Warriors of Light brought those responsible to justice. It's true. Yeah, Astral's in darkness. Yes.
Aye, that they did. I shudder to think what might have happened had they not. But let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal ether.
Do you think it can be done?
Well, the sky is still ablaze with primordial light. I would call it an exercise in futility. But now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They're able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the ether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ.
Interesting. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. Alize, speak for yourself! Would you please speak for yourself? Unbelievable. For a couple of scholars, you two I just have no inquisitiveness whatsoever.